Something calls to me.
Yo, what's good peeps? Sega recently announced a really cool looking physical special edition of Sonic's X Shadow Generation, which is being produced by Limited Run Games and features a really amazing looking Sonic and Shadow Dreamcast statue, amongst a heap of other goodies. Now, the Sonic X Shadow Generations Collector's Edition is currently priced at a staggering $249.99, and I recently did a video looking at the other editions available for Sonic's X Shadow Generation, kind of breaking down which one that I would feel is worth buying. And definitely in this video we're going to try and take a closer look at this specific edition and answer the question whether this edition is worth it or not. Now, whether the collector's edition of Sonic's X Shadow Generation is worth it kind of depends on how much you value the physical extras and the overall experience. Here's a breakdown to kind of help you decide. What do you get for $249.99? Well, you do get the physical launch edition of the game, which includes the full game with the reversible cover, the legacy skin for Modern Sonic, the Gerald Robotnik journal, and the PlayStation exclusive prolong animation, which is exclusive to the PlayStation buyers of this game. It is worth pointing out that these are also included in the lower price physical edition, so these aren't unique to the collector's edition. In terms of some of the elements that would be specific to this collector's edition is the Sonic and Shadow Dreamcast statue, which to me is a standout item, especially for fans of both Sonic and the retro Sega hardware. This definitely is something that caught my attention and looks really cool. You also have the commemorative Dreamcast jewel case, which is a nostalgic piece for those who remember the Sega Dreamcast era. You also have the SteelBook case included in this collection, which to me is a premium case for those who enjoy special edition packaging, and you have the Chao Figurine, which is a adorable collectible for long-time Sonic fans. Also included is the Sonic Shadow and Classic Sonic Shoes keychain, which is a fun, albeit minor accessory, and the individually numbered certificate of authenticity, which adds exclusivity for collectors. Some other additional content includes the Art of Sonic X Shadow's Generation art book, which is basically a physical art book that could be a treasure for fans who really love concept art and behind the scene material. You've also got the official soundtrack, which is great for those who enjoy the music from Sonic games, and finally the Gerald Robotnik journal, which is also included in some of the cheaper editions, so not unique to the collector's edition here. I guess highlighting some of the pros around this collector's edition is the collector's value, where the statue, art book, and other physical items are exclusive and likely to be of interest to hardcore Sonic fans and collectors. This also comes to me with a little bit of nostalgia. Items like the Dreamcast statue and the commemorative jewel case play heavily on my nostalgic strings because I absolutely love the Sega Dreamcast, so that was definitely something that caught my eyes when I first saw this edition. The limited run is another thing to take into consideration because this is actually a limited time offer, so this edition could be valuable over a period of time, especially if you do keep it in a good condition. It probably will hold its value. I guess some things to take into consideration from my perspective is definitely the price at $249.99. This is a significant investment, especially if you are only mildly interested in the extras. Based over here in the UK, if you did want to order this online, when I did a quick check, it was coming up at around $330, which is a lot because it adds tax and adds shipping rate and all of that. So if you do live outside of the USA, you are potentially looking at an additional $80 to $100 extra on top of that. Another thing to take into consideration that there will be delayed shipping. The fact that the collector's items won't be shipped until July 2025 could be a deal breaker for those who dislike waiting. You will get potentially the game around the release date, but at the same time you will have to potentially wait another 9 to 10 months in order to get the actual physical collectibles. There are some content overlaps like we've highlighted. Many of the items such as the Gerald Robotnik journal and the reversible cover are available in the much cheaper editions, and there is to me definitely a lack of digital bonuses. I feel like this might be me being a little bit too nitpicky here, but I do feel like the collector's edition should have probably included some of those digital content found in the digital deluxe edition, such as the early access, the season pass, the terrier skin, or the extra BGM pack. And yes, whilst you do get a physical art book and had a physical soundtrack. I personally would have probably appreciated maybe the digital versions of those just to maybe justify the price in my head. And as I said, yes, this is me being a little bit of a nitpick, but when I do think about collector's editions, I kind of think of the ultimate package that kind of includes everything. Before I give you my thoughts as to whether the collector's edition is worth it or not, let's look at the other editions that you could potentially pick up for this game. First up, we've got the digital standard edition, which is currently priced at $49.99 or £44.99. And this includes the full game, the legacy skin for Modern Sonic, and the PlayStation exclusive prolong animation. Obviously, that specific item is for those who do pre-order the game on the PlayStation. This to me is a good option if you prefer digital and don't need the extra content. There is also the physical launch edition, which is currently priced at $49.99 or currently at a lower price on Amazon over here in the UK at £39.99. This includes the full game, the legacy skin for Modern Sonic, the Gerald Robotnik journal, and the PlayStation exclusive prolong animation. This is ideal if you just want a physical copy without having to break the bank. And the other edition, which is worth pointing out, is the digital deluxe edition, which is currently listed at $59.99 or £54.99. And this adds early access to the game, a digital deluxe season pass with additional character skins, a Terrier skin, the extra BGM pack, digital art book, soundtrack, and skill points for Sonic's generation. Now, to me personally, this is appealing for those who are interested in in-game content and extras over physical collectibles. Now, let's rally back to the main question. Is the Sonic X Shadow Generation Collector's Edition worth it? I feel that it is definitely worth it if you are a dedicated Sonic fan or collector who highly values exclusive physical items and has a strong connection to the Dreamcast era. Me personally, whilst I'm probably not going to go for this edition, I absolutely love the Sega Dreamcast. It was one of my favorite consoles, and definitely that's what drew my attention to this collector's edition when it was first announced, because I really do love the look of the statue. I personally do feel like it probably is worth it just based on my nostalgia. However, if you are mainly interested in playing a game and aren't as invested in the physical extras, to me, the physical launch edition, the standard edition, or the digital deluxe edition might offer better value for your money. Also, keep in mind that the collector's edition lacks the digital bonuses of the digital deluxe edition, which could be a significant consideration if you are interested in those perks. I do get it that probably as an upgrade is probably going to be around £10 or so. But me personally, when I do see collector's edition, I always kind of consider them to be like the ultimate edition that includes every single thing that you could get. Finally, the significant delay in receiving the collectibles could dampen the overall experience, because as I mentioned in the video, you potentially will have to wait around 10 months until you receive the statue and all of those other good collectible stuff, but you will potentially still get the physical game itself around the official release date of Sonic X Shadow Generations. Anyway peeps, there you have it, a quick insight into the Shadows X Shadow Generation Collector's Edition, which I personally think looks really cool. I definitely would have purchased this if it was just a slightly little bit cheaper in terms of the tax and the shipping, because I do feel like $250 is a really good price for this collector's edition, considering the fact that, as I mentioned, I really do appreciate Sega Dreamcast, and this is something that really has caught my attention. I haven't actually purchased a collector's edition of a game in quite some time, and for $250 this would have probably been a steal for me, but at $330 it definitely over tips how much I'm willing to pay. Anyway peeps, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of this collector's edition. Will you be grabbing this, or will you just stick to the other editions which are significantly cheaper? As always, if you did enjoy this urban gameplay video, be sure to hit the like button, do hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so before, and until next video, we definitely say peace out peeps.